Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thunder Today YouTube channel. I am your host, Dylan Hibbard, and in today's video, we are in the new setup. Finally, I am in my new apartment, so we got the new setup. We're still getting things put together, but we're going to get a video out for you guys today since we weren't able to yesterday, but we're going to talk more about the Thunder's schedule, go more in depth about some key games that will be some big ones to kind of mark on your calendar if you're a Thunder fan. Some of those games that just mean just a little bit more for playoff and bragging rights purposes. We will talk about the biggest what if in OKC Thunder history, what that might be. And then at the end, we'll talk about when tickets go on sales for the early games in the season, when those tickets will go on sale for you guys if you guys want to make it out to the Paycom and watch the Thunder. But first up, we'll kind of talk about it. The full schedule was released over the weekend for the NBA. All 30 teams got their full schedule released. And for the Thunder, for the Thunder, it was we kind of talked about it in last video. The big thing that kind of jumped out to me instantly was how the season ended. 3 of your last 4 games are going to be out west against both LA teams and the Clippers and Lakers. You're going to have the Suns, and then I believe you would have, it was Denver. So you have Denver, both LAs, and Phoenix. So for the Thunder, 3 of those last 4 games playing teams that you could see in the postseason, and coming down the wire, you might be battling Denver for playoff seeding. So those games late in the year kind of caught my eye. But now that we've kind of had the weekend to look over it and look at some key games to kind of look out for, I think the big ones, obviously, opening night, you're getting the first game of the year. You're opening the NBA season just like you closed it in Oklahoma City. But this time you're raising up the banner, you're getting your rings, and now you have a team in the Houston Rockets who were the 2 seed last year, right behind you at the 1 seed, and they got tremendously better by getting KD, getting a guy who that will hopefully take them to that next step and possibly be a team that the Thunder could struggle with. So I think that very first game of the season is a big game for the Thunder right away. And I think the next game is only a few weeks later. In the middle of November, the Lakers come to Oklahoma City for the first time. And this is surprising because normally we don't get those Lakers Thunder games till April time. So to see a game this early on, you're going to see healthy Luka, LeBron go up against the Thunder, another team that, yeah, they might not be as strong as Denver and Houston, but a team that if you have 2 players like a Luka and LeBron, they're still going to be a threat. And now they have Ayton. How's Ayton going to play out? So that's going to be a game to kind of watch. And then the third game that you kind of catch your eye on is the first game. The Thunder are back in Denver, and that's not until February. The first game we don't actually play Denver until February this year, so we're gonna have quite a bit of scheduling right until around that All-Star break until we get Denver on our schedule. And I know once that game comes, it's gonna be on TV. It's gonna be talked about because Thunder are going back into Denver, a new look Denver team where you added Cam Johnson, Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas. Most people believe the Nuggets had the best offseason in the league, and they should be that number 1 team that should go up against the Thunder and has the best chance because they already pushed them to 7 and they've improved drastically over the offseason. So that first game, especially being on the road, you're not going to have that home court advantage. You know how crazy Denver can get. So how will the Thunder respond to that? And I think that'll be a big one, especially around that All-Star break time. Hopefully, guys, with those extra rest days around that All-Star point, whenever we get to Denver, they will be ready to play because I think Denver is going to be that team that, once again, is the team we will have to be in a very, very hard-fought series to get to another title. And I think this game, this first one on Denver, is going to be a big one because it kind of sets the tone for how will this season series go and who will have that little extra motivation or bragging rights going into the playoffs once again. So just something to those were kind of my 3 games. Let me know down below what you guys have thought of the schedule. Have you a certain game you have a certain game circled on your calendar that you are looking forward to or that you might want to try to go to in person. I know I'm going to try to get tickets to opening night for the ring ceremony and championship banner thing. But we'll transition now into just kind of a fun topic of talking about what is the biggest what if in Oklahoma City Thunder history. And I think you come down to kind of two or three options. I think you can't go without talking about the James Harden deal. What if James Harden never left? I think another one is if KD never left, if KD never, or if the Thunder never blew a 3-1 lead. We'll kind of combine that, the Thunder not blowing the 3-1 lead into KD leaving for the Warriors. And I think another one, and more of the recent future-wise, was what if the Thunder or the Clippers were never able to make that trade with Shea? Because you look at it now, and I mean, the Clippers could have very well just told Kawhi, no, we're not giving up Shea. We think Shea's going to be this, and not pair him up with Paul George. Or maybe the Thunder weren't wanting to give Paul George away, but now we know obviously it's turned into something great. But I think just in Oklahoma City Thunder franchise, I think now, especially with Shea winning the title, it's even more of a fact now that it's the James Harden as the biggest what if. I think without a doubt that'll be right up there in that top 5 of the biggest what if in history. Right up there with your Derrick Roses and stuff like that, because I think it legit could have changed the trajectory of the entire NBA. All 3 of their careers would have James Harden ever turned into the MVP. Maybe Russ never gets 2017 because they're still together. Maybe they go out there and win 3 titles, or maybe they stay together but they're never able to win, and it's the biggest letdown in history. But I think just from a fan perspective and as a person who loved basketball around that time, and just the shocking fact of how it has turned out now, where they turned out to be 3 MVPs and now all the history behind it. I just think the fact that we didn't pay him the $4.5 million to stay there, I think will always be the biggest what if in Oklahoma City Thunder history. But we'll kind of wrap it up today, just talking more about the upcoming season, and ticket sales will be going live and going on sale on September 19th for those early season games. So if there's those games, like I said, opening night, or maybe you see a game early in the season that you want to mark down. I know we get Cooper Flag in Dallas early on in the season. So, I mean, there's a bunch of games that you might want to be watching out for. So September 19th is when those tickets go on sale. So if you're a person who wants to get ahead of that, go ahead and mark that down on your calendar. And just know here in about a month or so is when we will be getting the ticket sales going live for the Oklahoma City Thunder early games on in the season. But that'll be it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the new setup. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what some of the games that you're looking forward to on the season. What do you think the biggest what if? Do you think it's James Harden, or do you think it's the KD drama? Do you think it is the Paul George SGA the Shea trade? Let me know down below, but that'll be it. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.